All right, what's going on, everybody? Let me set up the chat. What's happening, Crixie? Man, is it good to have Travis back. This was maybe the most entertaining show yet, in my opinion. I mean, it was front loaded with such good stuff. And then the cliffhanger at the end, it's a killer. Yeah, I was a little upset about how short it was, especially considering that we're going to have 2 weeks before we see another one. We're going to have to figure out something to do for 2 weeks. We got 2022 is the next one. Ton of good clips, though. Ton of good highlights to post. Won't be awful getting some sleep in, though, I'll tell you that much. All right, so what's everyone's thoughts on Chetney? Do we love him? Got like 6 talking points from this one. Yeah, 20 days, almost 3 weeks. It'll be rough, but it'll be all right. We'll make it through. Gonna have to focus on some other content, I guess. Will be a good time to stream my first one shot. I'll look into that. The Witcher's coming out, so I'll have some time to binge watch that too. Oh, I didn't post my tags. So what do you guys think of how Travis is playing old Chetney? Like he's pulling in a lot of Chutney references for him not being Chutney, right? Yeah, Travis is killing it, man. Travis is killing it. Why do I edit this? Oh, well, hopefully we'll get some traction here. Yeah, I'm liking that. I mean, we were all saying, a ton of people were saying that we were thinking maybe he went so old so he'd avoid some sort of love story, and then about 2.5 hours in, him and Fern start the flirting. Pretty intense as well, so guess he couldn't avoid that one. Oh, well, I'll mess with that later. And then Dorian had some good story development there. They kind of side tabled that. A ton of good quotes. Now, what about so let's start with the intro. Big thing I noticed after I watched the intro and the new music video, and yes, Robbie's in it for like a split second, but he's not at the table, and he's not in the final shot. So it's making me think either they brought him on last minute and decided to keep him, or he's actually a guest that's just going to be a guest forever, or a guest just for a short period of time. So, do you guys think Robbie's here to stay? I'm thinking no. Like, I feel like they have a storyline they want to get to. They're gonna hit it, and as much as I want him to stay, I'm starting to feel like he ain't staying. What do you guys think on that one? His brother's cool. I like the brother. I think it's a kind of a pretty interesting NPC. So we'll see how that one plays out. But I'm not sure he's here to stay. Mike, what's happening, man? Dude, we are slow today. I didn't think it'd be. I thought I had at least another 30 minutes to set up my stream, but they cut quick. I thought they were gonna have like combat. I told you guys though. I told you that Fern was gonna get him in trouble soon, and here's our first chance for that. Majestic, I think after the first arc he'll go, and they might find him later. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling. Because they really haven't led us to, like, they're starting to get into the storyline of the first arc. We still really don't know who's doing what, who they're going after, any of that stuff. So I'm interested to see where they're going. Hopefully they'll address that. Crixie, regardless, he's been in 8 so far, which is a lot, and he'll be in a few more. May go away for a while, but come back later. Yeah, and they're kind of pushing for his storyline, and then no, let's follow Chetney's. So I feel like they kind of like we have time. I feel like there's some time to flush his story out. He doesn't have to leave immediately. But yeah, I do feel like he's going, sadly. JF. Yeah, it was a weird episode. It was short. Oh yeah, it was short, decent bit. About 30 minutes. It's usually 30 minutes shorter than it usually is, but it felt a lot shorter. Seems like they've lost the narrative a little. I think that's due to Travis, man. Travis is just trolling him so hard. He is killing it. I am in love with Chetney. I really hope that Chetney's here to stay. He's not just hey, it's Christmas. Let's get this guy in here a little bit before I get to my real character. Crixie, yeah, they're not rushing to get rid of him. Like they have time, I feel like. So they're gonna let it play out natural. I think he'll be here for a good bit. Still feeling like he's gonna be gone though. Freezy he could definitely have a job coming up. That is my thought process as well. If he has a job, in a few months or whatever. I wonder if they're gonna film any like just in case stuff, like because these things they're shot live, but I don't like where the other ones were actually live. I don't feel like these are live because they're timing the breaks in the Twitch and stuff. Have they said anything about that? Have they made any announcement these are, kind of like SNL recorded live? But yeah, they're taking their time, letting characters develop. I mean, the first half was all Chetney and Dorian. And then second half, you finally got some storyline going. And maybe that was why it felt so short, because I felt like we just started getting into the episode. Everything else was kind of fluff. And we really just started getting into the meat, the nitty gritty, and they cut us off. Mike, maybe another Christmas one shot, the actual return of Chetney. I want Chetney to be a big bad. Like he gets dragged down into this dark hole and then like turns super evil or something, or builds himself a wooden mech. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Okay, Freezy. So they have said, Freezy, that they're all pre-recorded and shown. Yeah, I missed that, but that was what I was guessing. So. JF, yeah, he's got to go at some point to be the king or whatever it is. Not sure if all personal was supposed to be out this episode, it feels. I don't know. So I really move this chat over. Cool. Now I can see it. Crixie. In the State of the Roll announcement a while back, Marisha tells you they're recording but unedited. Okay. I watched that, but it's been a minute. David, what's going on, David? I don't know about y'all, but I would not want the Jar Jar Binks smelling perfume. Yeah, I appreciated the Jar Jar Binks reference because she actually explained it. Like it was funny, and then when she explained it, it was even better. Dude, these ads are legit, man. Sam is killing it on these ads. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the new intro? Like after hearing it for a week, like I wanted to give it a legitimate try. I'm not a fan. I actually liked the. They did a little BO song in between in the break, and I thought that was catchier than the intro. Not to be a negative Nancy or anything, but I love the other intros so much. I can't get behind it yet. Maybe it'll grow on me. I don't know. JF, feels like he didn't want to speak to his brother alone, which cut the secret short. Yeah, I can see that, but you know, anything to get information out there. I thought it was enough revealing. Ellie, what's going on, Ellie? Really, I'm not into Chetney. I think Travis is just trolling us. Well, that's why I love Fern. I love Chetney. I'm chaotic, man. I love playing chaotic neutral, and I feel like both of them are chaotic neutral. It's a lot of fun to me as long as you have that, like Liam's character, you have that rock that keeps them all, keeps them all on point. Whoa, sorry, but I get how some people don't like that. So sorry you don't like it. What's up, Charles? Good to see you again, man. Freezy would love to see a Leonin. Man, I love Leonins. I think they're so cool. I'm building up a big NPC in my current campaign that's a Leonin, and just such a powerful character. Chetney is good for his group, though. Yeah, I think it's a good fit. I think we have the makings of a second Chaos crew, which makes me happy. And he fills a role. That rogue spot, I mean, they even said it in game. He's filling that rogue spot, which is much needed. So opening doors and sneaking around. I think Travis will calm down a little bit on it. It was just his first week back, so he just had a bunch to say. But he's being super quick, and it's a lot of fun. Freezy, not a fan either? Not a fan of Chetney? Do you think Chetney's... Freezy and Ellie, do you guys think that Chetney's here to stay, or do you think Travis is trolling us for Christmas? JF, it's a little too much, in your opinion. What's a little too much? Chetney or the song? Crixie, now I got to think about the group name for another 3 weeks before possibly getting it. Yeah, who knows when they're going to come up with a group name. I wanted to come natural. All the other group names became pretty natural, so I want it to be organic. I'd rather them not figure it out over the break. I mean, they can think on it fine, but let it happen in game. Charles, you like the new intro? What do you like about the new intro? I think this is a good debate. I may actually put a poll up about it. David, I love it. I do hope they do the same as Campaign 2 and make an animated intro version. Yeah, I'm hoping they do. I think they will. I think they'll do another animated intro, but we'll see. Because the video's a little weird. I don't get the Explorer thing. It doesn't really fit the lyrics too much. I love the around the table stuff. I think that's really cool. Super, just well shot, well edited, and everyone has their own quirks. So the stuff flying around Laura is her dice. You know what I mean? Like, so it all, everything makes sense where it's at. So it's really cool. Freezy, I think they need an actual reason to stay together right now because they could all break up as soon as the arc ends. Yeah, there needs to be something that ties them together more than what's happening right now. That's always a weird. It's always a weird spot. Personally, as a DM, I prefer them to be a group already. My current group is a Monster Hunter group. You come into the game, you're already a Monster Hunter group. It takes away a lot of that awkwardness. When you're already on the same page together. Charles Liam said he missed playing a rogue on stealthy checks. Yeah. It's hard going from playing a certain class for so long and then seeing other people do what you like to do. Ellie, Chet's a Christmas troll. I'm 50-50 on it. I'm 50-50 on it. I wouldn't be surprised either way. Yeah, the intro's a bit too much. Yeah, I'm still not on board. I mean, it's not bad, but I just love the other one so much. I don't get it, I guess. Choco Chip. I love Chetney. I was crying laughing when he was trolling Dorian. I get why he's not everyone's taste, though. Yeah, I get it, too. I loved the whole group trolling him, calling him Your Highness and Your Majesty. That... To me, it's just so subtle, just subtle little jabs here and there. I'm a fan. David, yes, plus a group name will help. Group name will definitely help. Kind of give them an identity. Freezy would like to see Chet be an NPC for this arc. How do you mean? Like, Travis plays something else and then Chet becomes the NPC? Jody, I think Chetney is going to meet an early demise and Travis is still going to be the anger. I've heard that a lot. So, Jody, you're in good company. Like I said, I'm 50-50 on it. I think there's a lot of people out there who agree with you. I just posted a video about that. I was more on the difference between Chetney and Chetney because there was a lot of confusion. I think this particular episode just made it more confusing. But that's one of the big theories out there. Mike, new intro is all right as a Critical Role thing in general, but we still need a dedicated Campaign 3 intro. Yeah, I guess the other one inspired me. Like, I wanted to go fight and go on an adventure on the other one. This one was kind of explorative, and we stick together and just positive vibes, and it might be a response to the current state of the world that they felt that way, and I get it. I just, I'm not connecting, but a lot of people are. All right. We'll create a poll. Who likes the new roll intro? Please excuse my gamer keyboard. It makes loud noises. All right. Do you like the new Crit Roll intro? Yes or no? Charles, it feels like Jassar and they all had a hand in it. Yeah, I can see it feeling that way. Like I feel like the story is finally starting to come together. Like people are shady and you got the guilds involved. Like Either that or Matt just gave him like 50 jobs and let's see which ones they want to take. How does Chetney get an AC of 18 with a dex of 15? That's a good question. I didn't see a shield on him. Does he have special armor? Because there's what, 13? Studded leather is what, 13 plus your dex modifier, which a 15 should only be 2. So I have no idea. What's up with his strength? Why is his strength so high? Like, is he just doing that because he could lift Santa's sack, or is he doing that because he wants to go into rogue barbarian build? Which is, I think, is the only viable build he can go into. There's a rogue fighter build that's fine, but you can do dex as a fighter. With a barbarian, you need strength. So David Parks, that's always been my thought. Travis playing 1 or 2 short-lived characters before he plays his proper character. I mean, it could be. I mean, he also had kind of a job for him, so Travis could or Matt could definitely be using Travis just to push narrative along, give him something to do until he plays his other character. What about the tweet, though? Because, I mean, Matt tweeted out that Travis wanted to give it a legitimate try. Do you think Matt's just lying to us? Charles Mighty 9 didn't get their name until episode 9. I couldn't tell you. That sounds about right. I just know they kept rolling 9s. 9 became a thing. I went back and watched the Christmas, Night Before Christmas, which if you haven't watched Night Before Christmas, please do yourself a favor. Now's the perfect time, or do it next Thursday. Go watch Night Before Christmas. It is their best one-shot, in my opinion. It is so much fun. Unless you don't like Chetney, those types of characters, the chaos characters. To me, it is so much fun. Go watch Night Before Christmas one shot. But yeah, that sounds about right. Someone can check that if they want. If what episode Mighty 9 got their name. They don't need to push it though. I don't know when the Vox Machina, formerly the shits, right? I don't know when they got theirs because they already had it before they jumped on, and they changed it because they were going on. What was that show? Geek and Sundry. How's Fern gonna get out of her current spot? I don't know, Crixie. She said she has a way to get out though. So druids always have stuff. And what is she, level 4? I don't know. I'd have to look at the druid spells to see what she's gonna do. Might not be a bad thing to look into. Choco Chip, it feels like most of the plot threads are related somehow. Yeah, it feels like they're starting to come together, which I'm excited about. I think that's why this thing felt so short, is we were finally getting some answers. Mike, Travis is going to be the first out because of how his character is a troll. As for all of them, they really don't have much reason to stick together other than just do what Bertrand wanted. Yeah, they got to come up with something that draws them together, something that gives them some focus, or a big threat. The problem is they're not even from the same place, so you can't even threaten their homeland. Charles, did it say what kind of gnome Chet was? No. Unless someone else saw it. I did not see what kind of gnome he was. Not a rock gnome. Rock gnomes look different. So, what are the other gnome types? Plu. What's up, Plu? I mean, Matt did give them 50 jobs, but all the jobs paint a picture together of the overall state of Dressar and people claiming for change, reform, and action. Yeah, that's well said, Plu. I completely agree. he gave them all options, but they kind of lead to the same place. A bunch of roads leading to the same place. And he's painting the picture of Dressar, and he's doing a great job of it. I mean, he's given us glimpses of so many different places, so many different people, so many different characters, into the depths, into the normal people, into the high-end people. Like, we're getting a glimpse and a really, like, he's painting the picture of the world while we're figuring out these characters. Riley Edwards. I don't know. Have I seen you in here, Riley? Travis loves werewolves. What if Chet is a were-rat or something along those lines? I would love for Chetney to be a were-animal of some sort. I don't think that changes. I mean, you don't have to have a certain strength modifier or anything like that, and I don't think they switch over. But I would love for Chetney to be some sort of were-animal. That would be awesome. How's our poll doing? All right, 92% like the new crit roll intro. All right. I am what? In the 8%? All right, cool. Hey, I'm glad you guys like it. Plu and now this Paragon group are seeking political power and trying to also paint the Corsairs as evil while ignoring the groups like Ivory Syndicate. Yeah, I would love to see a coup. I would love to see, hey, let me build this really cool place for you guys, and then here's this group trying to switch it up. Here's this group trying to take over. Historically, this happens as the more pivotal events of the world happen from this kind of stuff. I mean, democracy was born this way. The Republic was born this way. World War I and II happened this way. Like, so historically speaking, it's a really good plot hook, and I would love to see it. Astro, I think as much of a one-shot character Chetney is, I think he will be Travis's main character going forward with a legitimate try. I'm wondering if the anger is a backup PC though. Could be. I'm a fan of Chetney. I would like to see him play him out. He's playing him perfectly. I think he's having a ton of fun playing him. He could also have the option. Like, Matt could be like, try him out, see if you like him. But he said he wanted to give him a little bit legitimate try, and I tend to believe Matt on this one. If Matt didn't send out that tweet, I don't think I'd be thinking that way. Charles Fern is gonna burn everyone. She's a pyro and a klepto. Dude, her lying is so obviously bad. I'm a big fan. I'm such a big fan. She's like, I wasn't listening, but what you said was this. Choco Chip, I think it felt short because the thread with Dorian's brother was unrelated to anything else. So we think. Like, again, I feel like all these things are going to kind of come together. So, but yeah. Everything seems a little separate right now. I think it's all going to tie together in the end. But, yeah, it was like this hour was kind of focused on this. Second hour's on this. Third hour's on this. Because it's only 30 minutes shorter. Shouldn't feel like that. Riley, you new here, man? Welcome. We appreciate you coming in. Charles also... Chet came down to Jassar for Uthadern. What's Uthadern? I might be missing something. There's so many names. I'm bad. I'm awful with names. I forget more than I remember. Rusty Toaster. I love the name, man. Travis' current character could be an actual try, but the character could always leave once he finishes a narrative beat. His actual idea could narratively locked behind some organization or level. For sure. I mean, they said they're going to try a bunch of new stuff. So this could be them trying new stuff. Let's throw in a new character for 10, 20, 30 episodes and switch it around a little bit. Let's do planned swaps. Ellie, I think your poll needed a middle answer. I don't dislike the new intro, but I don't love it either. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess that's a little too simple. Because I don't hate it. I just don't like it as much as the old one. I'll end the poll, and then next time I'll make a third answer. But 86-14, like it. Good. We got some positive people in here. I'm glad people are fans. Tree agrees. Oh, so I just love how Matt came out and said, no, guys, this isn't the Christmas character. And then Travis, it's all the same points as the Christmas character. And they were digging into it too, man. I thought that was so much fun. Like, they were digging into the character and saying stuff like, so did they go with in a different direction? And then eventually came out that they not want to build with wood anymore. And he says, are you in my mind? Like, that's all Chetney. And Matt's tweet was very sarcastic too. You have to read it that way. He was completely different, a completely different character. He's very much the same character minus a few important details. One, that it's not actually Chetney. Santa Claus is not actual canon. But for all intents and purposes, it's the same thing. Same dude. Choco Chip, Dorian's brothers thing did tie in to Ashton's letter. I forgot about that part. What was in Ashton's letter? Remind us, because I forgot too. Blue, the Dorian's brother thread wasn't unrelated though. Laura figured out that there was a connection between the bounty and the letter left for Ashton. She said the letter's on the letter, right? I caught that, but I was going to have to go back and look into why that was important. Utherin was where Mighty Nine got the Star Razor and met Rihanna. Okay. Is that sorry, O-Dog, the same initials that were on the box. What was in the box? Yeah, Crixie. Someone remembered the initials in the letter were the same. It's one of the female characters. Yeah, so they're pulling stuff together. It's gonna make sense soon. They're not just gonna spell it out for us. They're gonna feed it to us little by little. Oh, from the caravan that got inside the... Okay. Chocolate Chip. The initials JC were in the letter in the golem box that was stolen. Something like that. I don't remember the exact details. And Ashton is keeping the letter secret. Yeah, so Ashton's kind of shady. He's got a lot of debts out. I'm betting this is tying into that somehow too. They're probably going to have to fight a beefed up golem soon. Yeah. All right, I got you guys now. What else did I have? I love that he's got him on toy retainer. That's kind of fitting for this group. A lot of people were saying that this group seems like a very silly, like just out there. So I want to get you guys view on that. Compared to season 1 and season 2, do you guys think this group seems more out there, or they just having more fun with it? Like, I feel like they're taking it seriously. They're just having more fun with it. But a lot of people are kind of having trouble. I feel like season 1 was most people's first campaigns. Let's play the most archetypical. All right, the big dumb barbarian. Let's play the sneaky rogue. Let's play the naive druid. Let's play these archetypes, and great for new players. Now that they're seasoned players, they're experienced, they want to try fun new stuff. So I want to get your guys' view on that. I've had a lot of people commenting in my other videos about this kind of stuff. And the last thing, how many of you thought that Chetney was, or Travis was playing an old guys just to stay out of romantic angles? Mike, this just feels like a very long campaign ahead of us. It's being this slow right now. Yeah, it's definitely aimed to be a bit. I'm good with that. I like the longer campaigns. I like stuff developing. Because like EXU was fun for a little 8 campaign thing, and I like, let's do something short and sweet in between, and then give us time to build this super long thing. As long as the payoff's good, I'm in for the long haul. Now they have the same amount of chaos and gotta have fun at the beginning of the campaign before Matt crushes their feelings. Yeah, see, I'm with you, Plu. That's what I'm thinking too. I just got a ton of comments about it. Oh, so I think most of the fans are still connected to or looking at the characters from Campaign 2. It'll take some warming up to new characters. See, I'm connected to these characters in Campaign 3 quicker than I did to Campaign 2 characters. It took me a little bit longer to connect with the Campaign 2 characters because I was still figuring out what was going on. But, yeah, so I've already connected with a few of these characters way faster. Riley Edwards, I prefer out-of-the-box characters. Same here. You can see those basic characters anywhere, and any DM that's ran a campaign or anyone that's been in a new campaign has seen those characters. And you want to start with those characters for a reason. They make sense. They let you know what you do like, what you don't like. And now, I mean, Season 3, you don't want to be boring. Charles, I had a convo similar to this earlier. A guy I worked with said it feels like Campaign 1 like a bunch of friends playing around at a table, while Campaign 2 felt more commercialized. Was he saying anything about Campaign 3? Like, I get that it's more produced. I don't know if I'd say commercialized. Like, yes, there's stuff beforehand, but it feels like they're having fun together. Especially Travis, like, texting him when he's texting them during the show. Like, that's friends hanging out. He's not doing that for commercialization or money or anything like that. He's having fun with his friends. So I feel like they're having a lot of fun, and if they weren't, the show wouldn't be so successful. But yeah, I've heard that from a lot of people though. Ellie, yes, Travis is definitely trying to use age as a way to prevent romance, but I think Ashley is trying to mess with that 100%. Fern is so into the Silver Foxes. Dude, I love that was some like aggressive flirting between the two of them. Travis didn't back down though. He did not back down. I am that Chaos Crew I'm looking forward to. The Chaos Crew from Campaign 2 was my favorite in Campaign 2, and I 100% believe that the Chaos Crew in this one's going to be my favorite as well. Fern was my favorite. Chetney, I'm a fan, and the way the two of them are going back and forth is going to create a lot of fun. I definitely missed Travis the last couple weeks. Really, really missed him. He completes the group for me. So Barton Hazard. That's a cool name. Barton Hazard. All right, Mr. Hazard. Both Fern and Chetney are over 100 years old, so I didn't think he could. Yeah, I mean, hey, they're not too different. How old is Fern? Mike, we just need to know who else might be a 2-character kind of thing. Very true. Because in like 7 years from now, when the campaign 1, 2, and 3 battle royal happens, then the campaign 3 guys might have a whole lot to choose from. That'll be interesting. I didn't even think about a 3-team battle royal. That'll be fun. And there could be player deaths, and there could be just player exits. I think they're going to have just some player exits. Like, let's just have naturally this person leave and live and be happily ever after, and then bring in a new character. I think that makes total sense. There's nothing in this game that stops people from doing that. I think it should be done more often. If somebody's reason for being there ends, then they should just leave. There's no reason to stay there anymore. Go on and live your life. Like, you have a reason, you fulfilled it. Now leave and create a new character. And it's fun to create new characters. It freshens up the game. Just bringing in one at a time like that. I think that'd be super smart, and I have a feeling they're going to do that. Blue, yep, agree. Ellie, second time. Ash had Fern flirt with Travis, old man character. Monica J. Hey, Monica, how's it going? I'll admit I've made weird characters that were practically unromanceable, so I can't even blame Travis if that's why he's trying. Yeah, well, he didn't want to do romance, and he said it in Campaign 1, and Laura was dead set on making him do it in Campaign 2. And he resisted, but, she wore him down. Oh, so Travis, yeah, I'm planning an old guy, you can't romance me now. Lord Ashley, oh yeah. I mean, and again, that's what's people talk about, commercialization and overproduction of this. I completely disagree. I think they're having a ton of fun. They troll each other, and that's why we love it. Campaign 3 felt, Charles Gaza, Campaign 3 felt more like Campaign 1. I think they're drawing back a little bit. I would say more than Campaign 2, but not much. Monica J. Also, I think there are fewer characters with changed or hidden identities. Campaign 3, so they're much happier about drawing attention to themselves. Yeah, they're playing a little less secret background, because you had Caleb had kind of a shady background, Not had kind of a shady background, Jester not so much, and that's why Jester was so much fun. Bo had some shady past. Like, everyone kind of had that. Yasha had some shady stuff in her past. I mean, Essek was an NPC, but shady stuff. Like, there's a ton of dark, shady past, and I think they kind of threw that out the window. They got a couple of them in this campaign, but I think it feels more light and levitated because of that. I think that's what you're saying, Monica. Tell me if I'm wrong. Travis's final character is going to be the one that finds Laudna attractive and tries to get a romance between them. Oh, man, that's so gross. Mike, if you're right, I'll send you something, man. That would be so fun if he, like a werewolf undead relationship. Oh, man. He'd be the one to do it. Barton, 112. So that's Fern is 112? Yeah, I mean, there you go. They're perfect for each other. One just looks really old. Mike, Campaign 1, 2, and Campaign 3 Battle Royal is a Hell in a Cell kind of deal, right? How about an Elimination Chamber? I think that would fit better. Riley, do you guys think the EXU characters are stand-ins like Bertrand? I don't. I think Orem, even though he may have, he has an end to his story. I feel like I know that Liam wanted to play him for so long. He was talking about this all through Campaign 2, playing a halfling, and he's kind of the center of this group. I feel like he's not the leader, but he's the center to this group, and it would be really weird seeing him go. But he has a very specific quest for the Ashari, right? For the Arishari. So if they finish that, then again, why would he stay? So I could see some of the EXU players leaving. But yeah, I got you, Barton. I don't want to even entertain the thought, because Fern is my favorite. I don't want to see her leave. But I feel like Fern would just stay to stay. Like, why not? If Fern's having fun, then Fern's going to have fun. But Fern can also leave because she wanted to leave. Also, I think with this campaign, they are setting up to be more fluid because of how they're having fun to film things, always changing, so they're being more loosey-goosey with it. I agree. And they're also more comfortable, more confident and comfortable with doing this. They've gone through getting, Campaign 2 was a roller coaster. They got so much more support than they thought, and they were focused on so many different things. Then COVID hit, and they battled through that, and so now they're like, this is skating. Like, they went through some really tough times, and so now they're just skating and having fun with it. The Campaign 3 characters just seem lighter somehow. It really had to grow on me while I'm just into everyone's character pretty much right away. The Mighty Nine really had to grow on me. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I feel like, Jeb, because they're lighter, they're easy to relate to, and Mighty Nine because they're so dark. But they're like, I really appreciate the depth. Like, Caleb took me a long time to like, and I never hated him. I just didn't relate to him until his backstory started coming out. It took a long time for me to really start to relate to Caleb. But I love Caleb now. He's one of my top characters of all time. It just took so long to get to him. Barton, no, Liam wanted to play a halfling for several years. Yeah, Liam wanted to play a halfling for a long time. So I don't think, I'm with you, Barton. I don't think this one's going to go too soon. But I could see it happening. If he fulfills his Arashari stuff, then and has no reason to stay, Liam's that type of player. Well, he'll roll something else. Yeah, Crixie, you just want to luck back. And I mean, he could roll another halfling afterwards, right? Why not? Mike, Werewolf, Rogue, Travis, and Laudna probably is either going to be the extremely wholesome or weirdly kinky, like actual pet and owner kind of thing. Someone's going to be into it. Somebody's going to be into it. Monica J. That's exactly what I meant about the hidden identities. Yeah. Obviously, we're not far enough and to say 100%, but this group seems a lot more comfortable in the spotlight right from the get-go. Yeah. I'm with you. No arguments here. David Merrifield. I think it would be weird if by the end all characters are different. Yeah, it would be like a new campaign, so have to be careful about characters just leaving. I'm with you, Davis. I think I said David before. Sorry, Davis. I'm with you, Davis. I don't think they want to have everyone leave, but I could see one or two characters swapping in and out. It's just like when deaths happened. Like, you got used to Caduceus, right? Spoilers for anyone that is not through with campaign 2. There's another character that comes in from a death. That's all I'll say. But I mean, you have one or two new characters come in, I think that's fine. But yeah, you have to be careful with it. Choco Chip, yeah, campaign 3 is the first time they all get to be at the same table together in a long time. I think we're seeing a lot of excited energy from them. Yeah, and you're getting that. You're getting excited energy just for them being back together. If you watched the behind the scenes stuff, they first thing they did when they all sat at the table together is reached out and touched each other because they haven't been able to do that in forever. So you're getting a lot of that energy. I hope that it sustains through the whole campaign. Charles Liam was tired of Sam not using halfling luck. It hurt him inside, just like it hurt Travis when Yasha didn't use when Ashley didn't use rage on Yasha, or she forgot. It hurts, man, when you get so attached to playing a certain role, and that first role that you really play, like, that becomes part of you. Second role, not so much. Like, it's fine, it's good, you enjoy it, you relate to it, but that first role, you are that character for a long time. Crixie, love how their second friendliest person is undead. Dude, Laudna is, or Marisha is killing it as Laudna. Like, she's so creepy and happy talking about death. She's playing into that extremely well, making what should be kind of sad, somber moments feel light and happy. And it kind of goes with what we're talking about. These light, happy characters, even when they're talking about the death of their friend. Also, exactly, Campaign 2 was a lot heavier emotionally, and with everything that was going on in the world, that was harder. So I think this one, they're going to keep it tight. Yeah, and I really feel like they're so sensitive to all that stuff going on that could be a huge reason. And even if it wasn't, it may have been agreed upon, but I could see it not being agreed upon and all of them just kind of agreeing, you know, I want a lighter character. There's enough drama in the world. There's enough heaviness in the world. Let's just do a lighter character. And it's coming out that way. But it's what we need. It's nice to get that levity. Charles, wait, who is Caduceus? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You don't need to know. That's a Campaign 2 character. If you haven't got there, you'll get there. And then you can come back and let me know what you think if Caduceus fit or not. Mike V. They're probably just going to desensitize us to deaths because of Travis. If anyone else dies, it's going to be extra tragic. Yeah, that's tough. I kind of feel like everyone thought Travis's character was going to die, that Bertrand was going to die, so that's why it was kind of lighter, and it wasn't as big of a deal. Give us someone that's been there for 30, 40, 50, 60 episodes, kill them off, and then I think you're going to get a much bigger reaction, much more heaviness. And they got to have that heavy moment. It's going to happen, probably a couple of them. And I think the levity of the campaign is going to make, like, the higher you go, when you drop, it's going to just feel even more, like, it's going to hit harder. So I think it's smart. I don't know if they're planning it or not, but I think it's smart how they're doing it. Charles Laudner reminds me of the movie Coraline. Coraline. I never watched Coraline. That was Tim Burton, right? Plu, I love the joke that the group is good at finding dead people, but they're branching out to maybe find live people next. Yeah, dude, there's so many jokes thrown around in this, especially this episode. Okay, good, Charles. Hey, some people haven't watched Campaign 2. A lot of people haven't watched Campaign 1. So I just, I don't want to assume nothing. If this is I have a friend who this is their first campaign. They didn't start playing D&D until halfway through, and they're just like, it's too much. 100 and something 4-hour episodes. I can't catch up. So I was like, all right, just wait until the third one comes out and start watching then. So he's only watched Campaign 3 so far. He didn't watch Campaign 1. He's going to watch the cartoon or the animated series, and he never watched Campaign 2. So this is his first experience with Critical Role. Mike, Lana just resurrects anyone who dies to be one of her. So that will be fun too, is, if you have that kind of resurrection at your fingertips, do you bring back another person undead like Lana? That she'd have her person, right, to be creepy with? It would still feel new. It would still feel fresh and new because you play that same character with a twist. And I think, every 30, 40, 50 episodes, you need that little bit of freshness happening. Charles, no, it was not. The higher you go, the harder the drop. That was not a Keyleth joke, but it fits. Good callback. Mike, they're working on it. Pretty sure the guy they're going to find is going to be in the process of dying when they get to him. Yeah, he's definitely going to be at least tortured or something. They dragged him out alive, and they're doing something with him, and they're hiding him. I don't think he's dead though. All right, what else? We talked about the flirting, the aggressive flirting. I like the joke about she'll grow on you, about Laudna, she'll grow on you, and he said I'd burn that off. The fact that it came from Matt made it even better. Let's talk about toy retainer. I don't remember what happened with Laudna. Oh yeah, just her being creepy. Yeah, that was pretty much what I had. William Slaughter. Man, you guys got some really cool names. Slaughter's a great last name. Travis will die off again. Matt and Travis specifically said they worked together to make a new character for his campaign. So far, he has played 2 characters from previous one-shots. Interesting. You don't think that they're referring to Chetney? Because it's not Chetney. It's different. That's a good point, though. If they made a whole new character, it would not be Chetney. Mike, a whole lot of this episode was just filler. Last episode felt like filler, too. This one actually had some progression. I wish they would have given us something better for a 2-week hangover, though. Like, give us something. What's up, Juno? Juno Monsoon. What's up with these names, dude? I love these names. William Slaughter. Juno Monsoon. These are like late 80s American Gladiators names. Professional wrestling names. These are awesome. Davis, I like the idea of a guest character that can stay longer than 1 or 2 episodes. Yeah, I completely agree. If that's who Dorian ends up being, will be a nice change to the group. Like a new guest that plays into an arc they are on. I like that idea too. Again, they said they're going to try new stuff, so that totally fits what they were talking about. All right, let's have a guest for 10, 12 episodes to push through and help with the story arc. Because as a DM, you're always telling the story. It's so much fresher. That's the right word. So much fresher to just have an NPC push the narrative along. I think it's smart. I think it's super smart. So good call, Davis. Charles goes, I was the same way with Critical Role until lockdown hit. I'd kind of listen while my brother had it on. Then I heard the Cupcake. Oh, the Cupcake episode was so good. And then Beth's transformation, so I decided to listen. Yeah, that Cupcake episode was awesome. What's your guys' favorite all-time Critical Role moment? I mean, Cupcake's got to be up there, right? And then the Veth transformation was built up so well. 2 great moments, man. I like that Cupcake moment, though. That may be the best of all time. What do you guys think? Blue, I love the antagonistic relationship between Dorian and Chetney. Oh, yeah. I mean, they're from 2 different worlds. And just Chetney's kind of antagonistic to everybody, though. I'm loving it. Like, I loved his just his response to who was in his mind? Laura's character being in his mind. Inside check. I inside check you. Barton Hazard. My name is actually real. Didn't know I could make a nickname. Dude, it's such a good name. Barton Hazard. Like, can't you see that in American Gladiators? Anyone old enough to watch American Gladiators? Blaze, Thunder, Hazard, Monsoon. Totally fits. Mike, Travis's character isn't going to be the anger. He's going to be the dark, brooding, and basically all the darkness that Campaign 2 had in one person and call himself the sickness. I sure hope not. He would do it, though. Mike, all All that know him are asked if they are down with the sickness. They have to sing it, though. I will not. My favorite mode of all time is the Shivering Queef. He said something in this episode that made me think of it. Shivering Queef. That was a good moment. Still like Cupcake better, but that was a good moment. Anytime the DM messes up, it's a special moment, too. William Slaughter. Dude, I found Critical Role after getting the Cupcake breakdown in my feed. Yeah, that's how good that moment was. So we have 2 people in this chat out of 20 people. 2 of you found Critical Role because of that. Juno Monsoon, I have a lot of favorite moments, but the one that comes to mind is Caduceus' mic drop moment with Trent. Yeah, and Caduceus, that was another character that took me a long time to get on board with, but I really started liking him near the end. Yeah, Trent Ickathon. Imogen, thank you very much. So many names. Imogen and his mom, yeah. And of course it's Laura and Travis, so they really do have a healthy relationship. I didn't do it. I was a part of a lot of marital counseling stuff in the military. And signs of healthy relationships, man, they have all the signs of healthy relationship. I really hope that that's not an act. Because they're so good at kind of pecking at each other like that. It'll make for another good, because he hates that she's in his mind, and it makes me laugh, man. Choco Chip, the first live episode was Campaign 2 when they were stealing the Valors. Caleb used Dudamancy to crush the guard, and I was hooked. Yeah, that was a cool moment. So, Choco Chip, are you more of a combat person for D&D? Do you play D&D? If you do you prefer the combat over the RPing? Charles Gaza. Chet said he was fired from his last job. And I was like, well, that's what happened when you stab the boss. Well, he said he was let go due to differences in direction. Or they departed due to differences in direction. Something like that. Slaughter instantly had to see what this was all about and binged everything. Yeah, see, that's what I had to... I came in Campaign 1, and then about 10, 11 episodes in, Campaign 2 started. So I was catching up to Campaign 1 when Campaign 2 started. And then I just watched Campaign 2 all the way through, and then I'm still catching up Campaign 1. I'm pretty deep into it, though. Mike, I got into Critical Role from the Grog one-shot. Great one-shot. So the double nat 20 will always be one of my favorite, one of my list of favorites. You know what I liked from Campaign 1 was the when Keyleth turned into a shark and pulled the boat. I don't know why, I just thought that was a cool thing to do. Crixie, I remember American Gladiators. Thank you very much. I got one person on board with me. That's all I need, honestly. One of my all-time favorite quotes is Caduceus. Help, it's again. I don't remember that quote. Refresh me. Slaughter, we're crawling closer to the Amazon series. So excited to watch. Yes, we are. With my wife. It's less than 2 months away, right? She's not seen Campaign 1. I love Campaign 1. And they're going over, starting with a really cool story arc. So, with the Briarwood stuff. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I mean, that's going to bring a lot of people on, too. And I'm really hoping to get this channel up and going and get some real traction. So when that hits, I can do a lot of content on that as well. So I'm excited as a content creator for that to come out because I'm going to cover a lot of stuff from there. Ellie Fleming, of course. The cupcake was my favorite Campaign 2 moment. Totally understandable. Favorite Campaign 1 moment was Grog, Craven Edge, yes, in the outhouse. I rewatched that clip whenever I'm feeling blue. Dude, his whole relationship with the Craven Edge was great. Like, you give the big dumb creature that sword. It was awesome. Yeah, good call. Good call on that. Can't no argument here. Charles Gaza, I don't know. Caleb handing over the Dodeca over the Bright Queen was so far out left and out of nowhere. Yeah. And that, I think that threw Matt off. Like, he had a bunch of stuff planned, and that just completely switched things, changed how that whole story arc went. And it really, all right, maybe these guys aren't the bad guys. Like, it changed. I think that changed everything. For dropping the sword into the lava and the volcano, also another crazy good moment from campaign 2. I think those two were the two that really caught me off guard as far as story arc went. Choco Chip, I'm mostly a role-playing person, but Liam narrated it with such intensity, which he does. And again, if you watch episode or the Crit Roll Night Before Christmas one shot, Liam is the DM on that one, and he narrates so well. I want to see him legit, like campaign 4. Let Liam do it. Because Matt is such a good player too. Matt is an awesome player. Let Liam DM one of the campaigns, man. He's really, really good. And he was a DM before all this started. I think him and Matt were the ones that have played the longest, and they're the ones who kind of got everything together. So I know he's the one who got Sam into it. Such a intensity, I was like, oh damn, and couldn't stop watching. Yeah, good stuff. Juno Monsoon. Oh man, that moment with Gilladon and Islecross when Travis pulled Leroy Jenkins on an ancient white dragon. Yeah, after everyone tried to hide in the snow. Yeah, no, that was good. I mean, sometimes you just have to. Sometimes you just got to roll the dice and see what happens. We're running. It's bad. Tope Suicida, good to see you, man. I'm in RP, but love combat. I'm playing a Sorlock. Nice. You loving all them spells, huh? At the moment, using Eldritch Blast a lot, but using notes of Caleb casting spells to give it some flavor, so I'm not just Eldritch Blasting over and over again. If you watched I built a magic tank, Bard, Sorcerer, Fighter. And so far it's going good. I had my second session playing him, and I took Sorcerer in that, and it's been really fun. But Sorlock is great. Charles Gaza, speaking of the Amazon series, has anyone gotten Kith and Kin? Man, I've heard some mixed reviews on Kith and Kin. Let me know what you guys think. I've heard some mixed reviews if anyone's actually read it. Again, I haven't read it yet. I'm going to. But some people said it was kind of bland, and then some people liked it. So, Crixie, Caduceus quote, help. It's again is when they got stuck in the black antlion giant bug thing in the forest of Rumblecusp. I'm gonna have to go back and look that one up for the second time. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not remembering it. I'll go back and look that one up for you, Crixie. Davis, I got hooked watching Sam play a bard. So love how he would RP all his spells. Is anyone else a little disappointed with Dorian and how he doesn't get into it like even close to as much as Sam did? Like, because the dude's musical. Like, he's musically inclined. He's good at music. That's just kind of disappointing. He does everything else so great. I don't want to be negative. I feel like I'm coming off negative in this post show because I really do like him, but the fact that he doesn't sing in any of his spells as a bard, that's a musically based bard, just gets to me a little bit. Because bards, as a bard, there's so many good options and so much fun that's to be had. You should be the entertainment of the group, I feel like. But that's just me. Davis, I got hooked watching. Okay, sorry, I read that one already. Slaughter, Mr. Slaughter. Yeah, man. Hopefully you get a nice windfall when the animated series hits. These post shows are great. I have fun. I have a lot of fun. I mean, I'm always incredibly tired tomorrow at work, but it's always worth it. These are a blast, and the fact that I'm getting, all these people coming back, like, it's great seeing Crixie and Toby Suicida, Ninja Master. Charles has been here a good bit, and then we're getting new people into, like, it's great being able to talk about Critical Role with these people while all my other friends are asleep. Crixie, the time Caleb's taking his friends through Widowgas Nights. Oh yeah, the Nine-Sided Tower, describing their rooms for the first time was amazing. Man, so I had that spell. I just had the tiny hut, and I hadn't upgraded yet. And I saw Caleb do that, and I was like, man, I'm so jealous. He did such a good job. And so it really made me up my game. So when I do finally get that spell, is it Liam Old's Mansion or something like that? I mean, bar's been set. It was so well done. And then when he redid it for the date, I won't say for those people who haven't watched Campaign 2 who's dating, but for the date and the ninjas, such good stuff. And that's how Magic should feel. This is a magical game with magical place. Like, I think Harry Potter does a really good job at making you feel the whimsy of the magic. I think people need to do that more with D&D, and he did a great job. Toby Suicida, my favorite moment is Keyleth jumping off the cliff and turning into a goldfish. Good old Magikarp moment. Mike, when Orem leaves Doriak's files, flies in to replace him, and Liam and Matt just switch chairs. Was that an EXU? Man, I really enjoy Matt as a player. I really hope he gets a chance to play like a full campaign. I want Liam to DM and let Matt do a campaign. I want it to be longer than 8 episodes or 8 sessions. Jody, my favorite episode is not one mentioned much. It was when they fought Umbrasyl, when they teleported into the dragon. Yeah, that was pretty great. That was pretty epic. And then the conversations afterwards were even better. Charles, I loved the RP2, but combat was real fun. It's my first character who was a Tempest Cleric multiclassing into Swashbuckler. What's funny is you spend way more time building your character as a combat character. You spend a lot more time building into that, and then you RP just as much as you do combat normally, and I feel like it's even more impactful. Choco Chip, I wonder if Robbie doesn't sing because he doesn't want to come off as Scanlan too. That's a good point. No, that's a really good point, Choco. That could very well be. I'd still like to do something, but yeah, no, it could very well him just not wanting to try to fill those shoes and be compared, be completely different. William, yeah, Sam did set the bar extremely high. I want him to be a bard again so bad. He's the perfect bard. He's so quick-witted. It's ridiculous. Charles, I think you got some of why he isn't musical this episode. He clearly always felt discouraged by his family and is very self-conscious. Yeah, and he plays that insecureness, but he's still playing magical or musical magic. But yeah, play that, like, go into that whenever you're playing it. Like, shyly do something, or do something that's low key. Crixie, they had me at feline waiters and yeah. Yeah, the feline waiters and cooks were great. with all the tubes going through the place. So didn't someone turn into a small rodent or animal and ran through them as well? One of my favorite fights is up in Isocross when they turn a huge worm into a turtle, and spin him on his back across a frozen lake and just walk slowly away. Yeah, that was great. They use that polymorph really nicely. I like to turn people into whales and leave them on land because they won't die because they can breathe and they still have a ton of hit points. Juno, I originally got into Critical Role Campaign 2 from Nico Nielsen's highlight videos. The one where Yasha and Not watch together and Not accidentally spills Caleb's backstory to her, and it was hilarious. Yeah, that was a great moment. That one was so good. They played it off so well. Yeah, Sam's a bard in real life, 100%. Trixie, Jester, Fezza. Anyone have a link to where to watch it not on Twitch? We can send the link to the YouTube, but you're going to have to wait till Monday to watch it. Okay, Jester turned into a cat. Yeah, when Lucian was in there. Yeah, that's right. Tope Suicida, I do hope you stream a D&D game maybe when you get to 1,000 subs, one shot or something, introducing Nerd Lab. Yeah, well, so you can kind of see behind me, unless my whole thing's freezing here. I've completely cleared this room out, and my whole Christmas present is going to be turning this into a studio that I can actually play this on, and then I got some friends that want to stream some Magic the Gathering games as well. I'll probably do that on a different channel though. But yeah, so I'm gonna hang a camera from the ceiling, do a couple other shots. I'll need to eventually get a switchboard, but we're definitely gonna do some. We're gonna start off with one shots because one shots seem to be more fun. And I say one shots, I mean like probably most of them are gonna be between 1 and 4 or 5 sessions. Let's say between 1 and 5 sessions. Just as long as it takes to get the game across. I feel like one shots are a little too short. But short campaigns. And I will do some. I got a buddy of mine who's helping me with some overlays, and I'll draw the art for everyone's character, and I will do some that are online, kind of Roll20 based, but then we can actually bring in people from the chat and whatnot. If you guys want to do some one shots, then or anyone who hasn't had a chance to play, I really want to focus on breaking that barrier to entry. I've been making a bunch of just starter characters, and people who haven't been able to play, I'll DM a game with them just for fun, so they get some experience. Anyway. Fezza got got baited by this backed potato in a beanie into thinking this was a reshow. Baked potato. Gotcha. Are you trying to say baked potato? Do I look like a baked potato? Well, either way, we love you, Fezza. Sorry. Yeah, they should reshow on Twitch, but other than that, I don't think YouTube does a reshow. We still love you, though. Dealing in fiction, they mentioned dire wolves new to D&D. Is it possible we are going to be dealing with werewolves? That was my thought. I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot to write it down. I'm thinking werewolves. Anyone else thinking werewolves? Slaughter's thinking werewolves. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm thinking werewolves of some sort. He said not full direwolves, so he was a little sketchy about it, which makes me think it's not direwolves. Everyone thinks it's direwolves, and they're supposed to think it's direwolves, but I definitely think it's a werewolf. I'm hoping that Chetney will either be already be a werewolf, or they're planning to make him a werewolf. That'd be great. It could just be direwolves though, but I'm with you. I think it's werewolves. Is there a direwolf? Because I could see Travis wanting to be the first. Or is there a dire werewolf? I do not believe there are dire werewolves, but Matt could make them. There are tons of different were animals. Where bears are like your good alignment. Where rats. Where tigers. All kinds of were stuff. So we could see any of those, but I'm thinking werewolves. Monica J, I was thinking it was werewolves based on Fern mentioning the smaller claw size compared to her direwolf form. Yeah, that was the moment, Monica. That was the exact moment that I was thinking the same exact thing. So I'm right there with you. Like maybe there's a growing fiction of a werewolf pack with one of the guilds. They're definitely trying to hide something. And that could be why they're trying to hide it, because they don't want that threat, that fear. And they just said they killed the direwolf and they wouldn't show it. Crixie, I could see someone getting a direwolf and werewolf confused from a distance, probably similar size. Full-grown direwolves are really big, and I think their paws would be bigger than a werewolf. But maybe not. They'd be pretty similar. But the fact that it wasn't, Matt was hinting around it, makes me think that you guys are right. William Slaughter, watching on YouTube this coming Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, Monday's the only time it's going to come on. Don't they do... I mean, there should be a re-show coming on soon. It'll pop up here whenever it's supposed to come on. But they usually do a rerun here on Twitch. But I'm just a backed potato, so what do I know? Choco Chip, it's absolutely werewolves. I don't even need to take a poll for this. Tope, a lot of people thought he might be a blood hunter, so he could be a werewolf, but he still got a chance for multi-class. Does blood hunter use strength at all? YouTube does not have a rebroadcast. Twitch starts in 15 minutes, I think. Yeah, my background is the Twitch one, so it'll come up whenever the rebroadcast is happening. But yeah, YouTube does not. I don't even know if that dude's still in here. Davis, if Chetney is a werewolf, would he remember the events? I don't know the lore in D&D. That's a good question. I think that's kind of a DM thing. DM decides that. I would personally not have them remember the events. Is there anything in the rule books that anyone sees, though, that says differently? Crixie draws out Marisha's reaction to Shivering Quiff. Yeah, it's so good. And Marisha's the one that really brought it over the top. Matt was trying to hurry past the reference, but she would not let him. She was being relentless, and I feel like the rest of the party was trying to let it go too, and then they just couldn't after Marisha's reaction. Mike V, the werewolves are the lizard people, shadow government of the city. That would be awesome. Give us... what's the movie? What's the movie where you had werewolves kind of running the underground and vampires running stuff too? That'd be a really cool setup. Fiction. Oh snap! What if Dorian's brother Cyrus? What if his group were actually blood hunters? That would be really cool. blood hunters who are just posing. That'd be a lot of fun. Underworld, thank you. I love those movies. I don't know why I couldn't think of them. Yes, Underworld. Give us some Underworld vibes, man. That'd be awesome. Laura's reaction to the Cellabone, yeah, that was great too. It was something so small, but they used them. Is Twitch doing the rerun tomorrow? I know last week they did it because it started coming on during this show, but I thought it was at 2. William Slaughter, I'm just a backed potato. much appreciated, Slaughter. I mean, the insults, when you mess up an insult, you just gotta leave, right? Like, I've been called much worse by people I value their opinion much more. So I'm good. I just love that you know, attempts were made. Mike, instead of the Court of Owls, it's the Wolf Pack. Dude, Court of Owls was so good. If you haven't read Court of Owls and you like comic books, read Court of Owls. So good. The Batman and the Nightwing version from the New 52. And then Court of Owls has its own. But read all 3 of them. They're definitely worth it. Has anyone read the comics for Critical Role? I've read through most of them that they've posted. But I want to see if anyone else has read them and if they have any opinions on them. They kind of go with how everyone got together and stuff. So it's a good read if you've watched Campaign 1, or read it before you get into Campaign 1. Yeah, no, I agree. It's a really good, really cool theory. I have a feeling Chetney is a werewolf, newly bitten, and Gurge is one that turned him. Ooh, that's a really good thought. Wolves have a natural instinct to return to the alpha, or in that case, their maker. So what if everything that happened was just him turning into a werewolf? I like that theory a lot. Because it wasn't an attack on him, but there was blood in there, so someone had to be in there. But what if the attack wasn't on Gurge, but instead he turned into a werewolf? Oh, I like this. A were-polar bear from the North Pole. Yes, Mike. That's it right there. A werebear of the polar persuasion. I'm writing that down. I love that theory. I love that Gurge. Don't autocorrect me. That's a great theory. Who had that theory? Was that Mike? Mike had the were polar bear. Why don't I see it? Who came up with the Gurge as a werewolf? I'm looking for it. Dealing in Fiction? Was that you, man? Or woman? I don't know who you are. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Dealing in Fiction. All right, perfect. Okay, if I do a theory on that, I'm crediting you. I'll give you 50% of what I make. Since I'm not monetized, that'll be nothing. Unless you don't want me to. I think it's a great theory, though. I really like it. And if it was a were polar bear, I would be so much happier. It makes perfect sense. Would he be like a cub? Since he's a gnome, would he look like a cub, or would he be full size werebear? Juno Monsoon. It's getting pretty late here, so I'm gonna head out. Yeah, I'm with you, Juno. I'm about to head out too. Thanks for coming. If you haven't go ahead and sub up, and then you'll get my alerts whenever I go live. I greatly appreciate the supports. Jody, I have read most of the comic. Yeah, they're pretty good. Lots of good backstory. Yeah, I really enjoy them. I'm not a huge fan of the art. As an artist, I have kind of specific styles of the art I like, though. Like, it's good art. It's fine. I'm not a big fan. Not my flavor. Monica J. I have the comics. I like them. The art's nice. See, I just said something bad about it. And it's fun to have these beginning stories. We only heard random snippets of. Completely agree. But like I said, the art's good. Don't get me wrong. Art's good. It's not my style. I grew up on manga. Bold lines, bold colors. This is a little different art style, but I still, so not my style of art, but still good art. Is that the next character you're building live stream? Were polar bear? I mean, why not? I'm down. I want to make a were character anyway. I've twice in my campaigns I've tried to send were tigers and werewolves to people, and they just avoid them. So I was really hoping to turn somebody into a werewolf. I just think it'd be such a fun storyline to go through, or a character arc to go through. Chetney said Gurge lived in the wilderness. Ooh, yes, he did. Most of the time, right? Just like a werewolf would. Boom, Choco Chip. Great addition. See, I don't even have to come up with stuff. I just get it, just steal it from you guys. I love it. That's great. That's really good. All right, thanks for your approval, Dealing in Fiction. Chetney being a turn might have been a mistake. Yeah, I mean, it totally could. Barton Hazard, where bears go from humanoid to large and liking form. Yeah, that's sad. I want to see a werebear cub, but I mean, as a DM, you can do whatever you want, though. But yeah, that's typically what they do. That's what the player's handbook would say. So good call, Mike. Chetney would be a werebear that Al Gore would use as an example of global warming. All right, that's my next character. Werebear Pig. I'm super ethereal, you guys. Werebear Pig. Let's make Werebear Pig. I don't even know how we're going to do this. I'm going to figure out a way. Maybe a druid. They can also turn into a boar. Werebear Pig. Boom. One thing I saw that made me laugh that Chetney has a RTA tattoo on his arm. Someone said they think it stands for Royal Toy Army. Yeah, what do you guys think RTA stands for? That's a good question. Because he wasn't part of the army part. That was Matt's character. Slaughter, yeah. Choco has me really feeling it out. Yeah, it's there. It's one of those things, once someone points it out to you, it's obvious, right? My players are currently in the mines, and they're going to run into dwarf were badgers. Yes. Please tell me how that goes, Monica. Do you run at a table? Oh, here we go. 15 minutes till it restarts. So, any backed potatoes out there? Sorry. Yeah, please let me know how that goes, Monica. Do you run at a table at your home? Do you do like Roll20, anything like that? I would love to jump in on and do a guest spot as like a Roll20 thing. But yeah, please let me know how that goes. I like were badgers. That sounds a lot of fun. Chetney also said that Kurds live in the jungles, so a were panther would be interesting. Tigers are jungle, right? Could be were tiger. That would make sense. I think the wolf makes more sense just because they're talking about dire wolves. But I love were tigers, man. Choco Chip Gurge is a werewolf for sure. Just trust me. Hey, I ain't doubting you, Choco. No doubts. I'm with you now. The question is, why this city, why this kingdom have they started to try to infiltrate? Maybe there's some instability. Or people have called them in. Seems like there's a lot of people trying to take it over. But yeah, no, those are the right questions to ask. Oh, William. Mr. Slaughter, I love it. He hates metals. Silver's a metal. Boom. Dude, this is such good stuff. I mean, he was told I was totally on board with he just likes wooden tools, but he messes with nothing else, and he hates metals. I think that could be something. Really tiny army. Ruthlessly trolling audience. Yeah, I'm with you, Tope. That's got to be what it is. I'm sure it'll come up though. I don't know the rules. Can you make a were version of any animal? They have a list of were animals that are already made, but I mean, as a DM, you don't have to follow rules, so you can make whatever you want. You can make any kind of were. I mean, if there's were boars and were tigers and were wolves, why not? A were whale. Let's make a were whale for our underwater campaign. You can do whatever you want. Monica, I run online through Discord with a group. It's a homebrew game of magically infused crystals, so it's dealing with a lot of underground mishaps, lots of mines. Were badger seemed like a good choice. Oh, that's great. I think that's brilliant. Lycanthropy is a disease that can infect any species. Yeah, you can make it whatever you want. Get creative with it. Maybe the werewolves were always there, and the Corsairs are getting too close and are going to go from Robin Hood to Alex Jones. I have the documents to what they're dealing with. I would love an underground secret sect that were pushed out of power and coming back up into power. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, Monica, please let me know how that goes. I'm super interested. I would love to, even just to be able to sit in on a game like that would be fun. All right. Well, this has been fun, guys. I think I'm going to cut it off here. I mean, an hour and 40 minutes in. This flew by. I did not expect that. I guess we had an extra 30 minutes to work with, though. So it all worked out. That's probably why it took so long for that to come on, because that extra 30 minutes. But I really do appreciate you guys and gals in the chat just hanging out with me and supporting me. This is a lot of fun, and I mean, helping me come up with content. I'm definitely making that werewolf theory video, so it's happening. I will give credit where credit is due. Actually, I need to say, Choco Chip, you had the wilderness point, right? And then who had the metal point? Was that also you, Choco Chip? Or was that Charles? Were rabbits would be great. Be like Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Not seeing. Okay, there's Choco Chip with the wilderness stuff. Bunch of where talk. Slaughter. William Slaughter. You had the metal point. Beautiful. All right. Thank you, Dealing in Fiction. Were turtles. Okay, I should probably put, if I say something about the polar bears, we'll put Mike on that one. So Mike V, right? Mike V, polar bear. How about where backed potato? All right, that was my last backed potato reference. All right, I appreciate you guys. I will talk to you. Man, we're not going to be able to see each other next week or the week after. I'll post something, and I may just throw something up on Thursday just for fun, since there's nothing else going on. And yeah, we'll see you guys next year. Good point. We'll see you all next year. See you all next year.